I'm Gail Rankin. I'm a biologist at the Water District. I work on wetland restoration and land preservation projects. This is the Pajaro Basin Freshwater Wetland Project. It's about a 9-acre project that restores an area of historic wetland. A wetland is a kind of intermediate habitat between an aquatic habitat like open water and an upland habitat.
I'm Melissa Carter. I am an associate civil engineer. My role in this project was to function as the project engineer and to work with our biologists and other team members to help plan, design, and construct the project. For a wetland project, you really need to get your hydrology right, which means what kind of water sources are you going to have coming to the wetland. And for this site in particular, it's almost 100% fed by the local high groundwater that's here seasonally.
This area and the larger property on which it's located were agricultural land, and they've been farmed since probably the beginning of the last century. But they did historically have quite a bit of wetland on them, and we found that the hydrology was still present here that would allow us to go ahead and either create or restore wetlands today.
It's different than most projects that you would do because a lot of times in engineering you're trying to, I guess, tame nature or get nature to do what you want it to do. But in this project, what we were trying to do was give nature a better chance. And so instead of trying to control it, we wanted to kind of let it go. So you had to think about it from an engineering perspective. You have to think about it much differently. Like, what can I do to help plants grow here? What's the least amount of work I can do?
We came up with a palette of about 20 different species that we thought would be suitable for the conditions at this site. We collected the seeds for these plants about a year in advance, and we grow them up in a local nursery, and we had over 30,000 plants we put in.
You want this to be sustainable, and so the less moving parts, the less artificial things that you put in, the better chance this has to just go and grow and flourish on its own without any human intervention.
We expect this site to support a variety of wildlife. We're surrounded already here by 3 different streams that border the wetland site.
I'm Carol Presley. I'm an environmental engineer at the Santa Clara Valley Water District. Behind me we have a vegetated filter strip, sometimes they're called vegetated buffer strips. What a filter strip does is it helps in erosion. It prevents the soil from being eroded. If there is excess fertilizer, the vegetation will take that up and sort of sequester the extra nutrients in the vegetation, which is what we want, instead of it ending up in the creeks. What we did here is we installed some native sage. It's Salvia mellifera. We installed that to help with the beneficial insects. It's their habitat. This buffer strip is about 900 feet long, and it's about 10 to 15 feet wide. What a buffer strip does in this case is it separates the land use of the more wild creek habitat from the agricultural land use.
This is a project that makes you feel good. It doesn't have any concrete, doesn't have any moving parts. This is something that's going to last forever, hopefully, and it makes me feel good.
This is one of the best projects I've had the opportunity to work on, really, in my career. And one reason I like it so much is because this project really works with the site. We took the time to find out what's on the site and how to work with it best, how to make something that will not require human intervention on into the future. It's a project that should be self-sustaining, even if we're not around to take care of it. And that's the most exciting thing about it for me.